Today in Capechi's Corner, we're going to look at areas of rectangles. When we look at a square, we have two formulas. We have the area is equal to the side squared. Because it's really length times width, and because they're both the same, we can just take the side and square it. And the perimeter is 4 times the side, again, since the sides are all the same. So in the given example, one of our sides is 8 meters. So our area is going to be 8 meters squared. So it's going to be 64 meters squared. Our perimeter is going to be 4 times 8, so that's going to be 32 meters. If we look at a rectangle now, we know the area is length times width, and we know the perimeter, when we add up all the way around, we have 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So our area is going to be 8 times 4, which is going to be 32 inches squared. And we look at the perimeter, we have 2 times the length, so it would be 2 times 8. Plus 2 times the width, which is 4, so it gives me 16 plus 8, which gives me 24 inches. So again, the perimeter is just the units, and the area is units squared. Now the other way I could do the perimeter, again, that's like going all the way around like a fence, whereas the area is what's inside, like a rug. So if I'm looking at the fence, I could also say 8 plus 4 gives me 12, and I know it's the same on the other side, so 12 times 2 also gives you 24 inches. So there's a couple different ways you can get to perimeter. In our next example, we have a square, and we know that the area is 49 feet squared. So that makes each side equal to 7 feet. Now my perimeter is going to be 4 times the side, so that's 4 times 7. So my perimeter will be 28 feet. In looking at my rectangle, I know we have the same idea. I know that my area is 40 centimeters squared. My width is 5 centimeters. So my length has to be 8 centimeters. To find my perimeter, I'm going to take 8 times 2 plus 5 times 2, so I get 16 plus 10. So my perimeter is 26 centimeters. The area addition postulate states that the area of a region is the sum of the areas of its non-overlapping parts. In our first example, we're going to find the area, so I need to break it into parts that I can work with. So I'm going to take a line, and I'm going to just bring it down this way. And then I'm going to look at the area of each of the individual parts. So in this area right here to the left, I have 6 times 5, which gives me 30. So I'm going to put that right inside. Now if I look at my part to the right, it's a rectangle. If this whole piece here is 8 and this part is 6, that leaves this part right here is actually only 2. Same thing looking down here at my length. If the whole thing on the left-hand side is 5 and this piece right here is 2, that leaves me with 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. And because of that last postulate, I know I add 30 and 6 and I get 36. And that's going to be units squared, because anytime I'm talking about area, it's going to be units squared. In my next diagram, I'm also going to find the area. So I'm going to draw a line again so that I can work with 2 separate shapes in this case. So again, on the bottom, I have my width is 3, and going across this piece is 2, and then this piece right here, the missing piece is actually up here is 2, and also 2 here. So my length is going to be 6. So 3 times 6 is going to give me 18. I'm going to put that inside. Now when I look at my top figure, I have 4, and then I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I have 4 times 2, and that piece right here is going to give me 8. So when I add my pieces together, I have 8 plus 18, which will give me 26 units squared. Now in our last diagram for today, we're again going to find the area. So I know my width is 6, so I need to find my length right here. I notice I have a right triangle, and I notice that I have 6 and 10. This is actually going to be a triple. So this side right here is going to be 8. So I have a 6, 8, 10 triangle. So the area, as I know, is 6 times 8. I don't really need that 10 in the formula. I just needed that 10 to figure out what the length was. So that's going to give me 48. And again, that's going to be units squared since we're finding the area.